Hello. Welcome back to Hobby Hangout. My name is Sam, this is Big Nerds Wargaming, and today I am picking up where I left off last week, painting the Jackal Alphus. So just to recap, I went through and painted this bike that he rides. That's what we got so far, and I did put some base paint on there, some texture paint, so we're going to finish this up. And then we're also going to paint the rider himself, the Jackal Alphus. So yeah. I will get started on the base a little bit with some details here. Just because it's a good place to start, and we have to wait for folks to start showing up. And then we'll get into the character himself, which will be a little bit more interesting. So we got some rocks on this base here, so I'm going to paint those with a light color, probably Rackarth Flesh. Seems like a good stone color. Or perhaps, maybe Karak Stone, actually. Hope everyone's got a wonderful week. Alright, so Karak Stone is the color I'm using. Just gonna get a little bit of that on my palette here. And paint these rocks by the wheel here. And then we'll get in there with a nice wash. Get us nice and zoomed in here. So I'm hoping to get this guy completely finished tonight. And I think I will, because the rider himself shouldn't take too long to paint, I think. Human-sized infantry can go pretty quick, even if it's kind of highly detailed. At least that's what I'm hoping for. So there's the question I pose to you. What is on your hobby desk? So, just gonna get this in here, make sure the base coat's all covered, the primer, that gray, and let that dry. And then I'm just gonna hit this with a very heavy Agrax Earthshade wash, and we'll come back to this in a little bit once it dries. So just gonna get that rolling here. Agrax Earthshade, where are you? I love having a vortex mixer, that's for sure. I don't know what I'd do without it. I don't know how I've gone so long without one. Alright, so Agrax Earthshade. All over this brown earth. Yeah, that really looks nice over this space texture paint. I was afraid it looked a little too, like, tan colored, but this really dials it back and kind of makes it look more like Earth. Kind of like a Badlands sort of base. Alright. So we got that wash coat applied. That shade, we're going to let this dry. I can take this off my holder here. And we have the Jackal Alphus himself. So, there's his body, and then we have the head and the gun. I think I'm going to do... I think I'll just start with his body, I think, and I'll do the head later. Yeah, so how did I do the blue on these guys? It's kind of reverse engineering my old paint job. I haven't painted these guys in like 2 years. So, I'm trying to going off a little bit of memory here. Okay, looks like some Incubi Darkness, Thunderhawk Blue, maybe some Rust Gray and a little Fenrisian highlights built up in there. Maybe a wash. Okay, I think I got it. Incubi Darkness is definitely the base coat, so we'll start there. I think I'm just going to bring this camera down a little bit. And straighten her out. That's pretty good. I like that. Alright. Incubi Darkness. I don't think I'll need a whole lot. But we'll start with that. Just gonna use... I could actually probably use a bigger brush too. So... I got like a little bit larger than normal size. Or medium size if you're going off of like the Citadel brushes, or maybe a little bit bigger than medium. So add a little bit of water. And just go ahead and add this everywhere. To the pants and the fabric clothing. We'll bring this bugger to life. So it's pretty much the same scheme for my neophyte hybrids. It's kind of building up the denim on their pants. It's kind of like a denim material. A lot of interesting folds in the fabric. I just think these Gene Sealer cult models are so cool looking. I like the industrial aesthetic. The miner look. guess I don't have to worry about being too neat here, since all this is getting touched up with other colors. And then once again, I'm working in a sub-assembly here, just for simplicity, because he's kind of got a tricky pose here, where he's holding the sniper rifle. Make sure that I can get everywhere and get all the detail necessary for that. Alright, so the first base coat is done. Now I'm going to move to a smaller layer brush. Kind of a normal size layer brush. Find a normal layer brush. I guess I'll use this Army Painter one. The hobby base coating size. It's a good size. And I'm actually going to go over this with a second coat. 2 thin coats, as they say. Looks like I could use a second coat. I see some spots where the primer is showing through. We don't want that. Some nice, good, smooth coverage. So once again, going back over all these areas previously painted with the Incubi Darkness. Some spots it's darker, some spots it's lighter. I think that's partially to the zenithal prime I did underneath. But I don't really want to take advantage of that undershading for how I'm painting these guys. If I was doing contrast paint, that'd be another story. It kind of helps amplify the contrast paint effect. But kind of doing traditional methods here with the layering and highlights. So I just want to make sure I get nice coverage everywhere I'm painting here. So 2 coats it is, 2 thin coats, as Mr. Rhodes tells us. What isn't on my hobby desk? Yeah, that's another a valid question. I have quite a bit. Just looking around, I have quite a bit. Hope all is well with you and yours. All is well, and I hope likewise to you, David. Welcome. Ooh, silver scratch builds. Hello, peeps. Doing Ogrins. Nice. Ogrins. Oh, Deathcore of Krieg. Deathcore of Krieg Ogrins. I misread that. Yes, those guys are cool. I think you were working on those last week. I remember we were chatting about the those are the Station Forge models, right? Those are very cool models. I'll have to print some more on my new 3D printer, which I'm very excited about. Alright, so next I'm taking some Thunderhawk Blue and I'm going to mix it in maybe 50-50 with the Incubi Darkness. and start layering up on the fabric on his undersuit. Can I get this to focus here? This is what I got so far. Incubi Darkness base coat. Professor Schmuck, good evening. Good evening, how are you? Okay. Sorry, just messing with my camera there. Hello, Professor Schmuck. What is on your hobby desk? What are you working on? Do you have a hobby desk? I think it's important to have dedicated space to paint, so you can come to it at any time. So I'm doing like a 50-50 mix here of the Thunderhawk and Incubi Darkness and a little bit of water. And I'm going to start layering up on the under fabric here. My hobby desk is my living room, dedicated around my housemates. But, oh, around my housemates. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, living with roommates and, you know, working around that can be tough, but, you know, it's good that you got some system worked out. And I hope that's working for you. I know some of my friends, they have to, like, pack everything up and get it out every time they paint. And that is really too bad, because I would have a hard time doing that, you know, because some days you just kind of don't really feel like it, but you know, once you start painting, you'll totally get in the zone again. But sometimes getting that initial you know, resistance to get started sometimes is harder to overcome when you don't have that dedicated space that you can just sit down and just start working. You know, if you have to like get everything out and unpack it, that can be rough for sure. Yeah, I was talking about earlier, these Gene Stealer cult models. They are pretty cool. I like their industrial aesthetic. And I recently saw the movie Alien Romulus. I'll try not to spoil anything, but it was actually pretty good. But the characters in that kind of reminded me of humans in the Warhammer universe, because they're kind of like working in these horrible conditions on some remote mining outpost world and kind of beholden to this corporation. Well, you know, Warhammer case, it's the Empire, but you know, kind of similar dystopian vibes. They kind of reminded me of maybe some Gene Stealer cult citizens. But yeah, Alien Romulus was a good movie. I would recommend, highly recommend. All right. Mine is a table with 300 different paints, and I need lots of room. Yes, I got racks of paints in front of me here, and I'm running out of room for my paints, and I need to get more paint. Well, I don't need to get more paint. I'd like to get more paint. All right, so Now that I've done the 50-50 Incubi Darkness and Thunderhawk Blue, we're going to come in with straight up Thunderhawk Blue and add some more layers, and I'm just kind of slowly building up the color till we get it more and more bluish. Trying to focus on the areas where the light would be catching and where it would be brightest. So he's got his leg kind of slinged over his bike here, looking down the sniper scope. Also trying to really avoid getting in the inside of the folds. So I want that dark Incubi darkness to kind of create the shadow effect. It's kind of my thought process here. Get up on this arm. Did anyone else see Alien Romulus? No, it just came out in the States here. Any Alien fans? It's a good movie. Saw the first two when they came out. Haven't seen one since. Well, the first two are the best two. So. I want to get the station form Grimguard motorcycles and use as my Death Riders. That would be cool. My cousin, he's a guard player. He was talking about doing that exact thing. Or like you could use the bikers as Rough Riders, and you could use the horsemen as the Death Riders if you wanted to have two different types of cavalry mounted units. That'd be pretty cool too. Alright, so now I'm taking Rust Gray, and we're going to mix that in with some Thunderhawk Blue, and I'm going to still use the same size brush. I'll do like a 50-50 of this and Thunderhawk, just for some little layers, and start doing some highlights, and I think the pants will be pretty much done after that. And when layering, it's always good to make sure your paints are nice and thin and pretty thin, so that way they don't cover super strong, and that way you can Just gently build up the layers. And they usually go on lighter, but then they dry a little bit darker. So like these ridges here, I definitely just kind of layer those up a little bit. All these clothing folds. Focusing kind of like the upper sides of this pouch on his pants here. It's kind of a little hard to see with the camera's not sure the color. Hopefully as I add more color it'll be able to focus better and, you know, pick out the color and show it a little bit better. The extreme light and darkness, I think, is throwing it off a little bit. Yeah, I just ordered the last night of the Commissar Yarrick proxy and 2 field artillery pieces and 3 knights on the way to Res. Free blades, my death core paint colors. Nice. That's exciting. It's a lot of work you have ahead of you. It's a lot of models. But I'm not one to speak really, because I'm just as bad. Alright, now I'm going to do some edge highlights with Fenrisian Gray, even lighter. Lighter blue. I'm going to come in with a smaller brush. And let me see if I can do something about this focus here. Stand by. Alright, so this is where we're at so far with the pants. And now I'm going to come in with some Fenrisian Gray and do some edge highlights. I paint 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. You're living the dream, my friend. Are you a commission painter? Do you do commissions, or is it all just your own stuff that you paint? That is incredible, though. Yeah, 5 hours, 5 days a week, 10 hours a day. Wow. That's a lot. I do some commissions and my own stuff. I'm disabled and it's therapy. Ah, there you go. It is therapeutic, that is for sure. Just, you know, building something up and watching it come to life, and projects in general. Oh, good for you, man. All the painting you do, you probably have some good tips and tricks. I'm sure you've picked up a lot of good methods and whatnot. Do you is there like a technique or style that you like to paint the most? Like, I don't know if you want to describe like Games Workshop style, or like heavy metal style, or like you know, like slap chop, or what kind of paints you like to work with. Do you do like enamel washes and contrast, or a little bit of this, a little bit of that? I'd be curious to hear what you like to do. Your go-to style and painting method. Alright, well, I think the fabric is pretty much done. And we can move on to some other details on this guy. Like, I guess the boots. We'll do the boots next. So those, we're going to do Mechanicus Standard Gray. This is what we got so far for the fabric. I paint like every piece is a competition piece. I use a mix of acrylics, oils, and watercolor. Wow. You're watching an amateur paint here. Have you entered any competitions like the Golden Demon? That's something I want to try to do. Spend like as much time as possible on like one figure, and to see how, you know, how good I can do it, and just enter it into Golden Demon. I probably won't win or anything, any prizes, but something I want to try to do. Be fun. The pants look good. Thank you, Professor Schmuck. Yeah, he's coming to life. What's your favorite brand of paints, Silver? Do you like the Citadel stuff? Have you tried the Army Painter Fanatic? Do you use Pro Acryl or? So many different brands of paint. Are they all pretty much, you know, a horse apiece? Alright, so for the boots, I am going to paint Mechanicus Standard Gray all around. I like to use Windsor and Newton cream style paints that are in the squeezy tubes. Ah. I won a Golden Demon in the 2000s for a metal bloodthirster. Wow. Congratulations, that is awesome. Those old Bloodthirsters are really cool models. That's very cool. Oh, I see some spots here on his pants that I missed. This always happens when you start filling in some more details. You see some spots that you missed on your first pass. So I'm going to have to come in here and fix that. It's a little spot right by his boot. Right there. You can see. I'll have to come in there and fix that. That's no good. Yeah, the Windsor and Newton. I have not used those. I'll have to look those up. I've been branching out of the Citadel paints a little bit for some stuff. I've been trying the Army Painter Fanatic, the new line. Those are pretty good, and as well as the Pro Acryl paints. Those are pretty decent as well. Would you describe yourself as a quick painter? I'm always trying to paint as quickly as possible and finding a right balance between speed and quality. Anybody using Vallejo? The only Vallejo I'm using is the airbrush primer. The way you have the pants, I would use watercolors to wash and then glaze a deep blue and purple over them. Ah, interesting. And the idea there is to kind of like add like a bluish shadow tone. Interesting. I have not used Vallejo though. I've heard mixed things. I've heard some people like him, and others not super impressed. Yes, I've been working on Ogrins for 3 weeks. And how many Ogrins are you doing again? You said it was like a full unit of 6? Was it 6 total? Or did you have 2 units, like 12? Alright, I need some more Mechanicus standard. Always trying to always have the problem of putting too much paint on my palette, and a lot of it ends up going to waste. So that's another thing I'm trying to get better at, is pulling the right amount. It's always better to pull less and add more than to pull too much and have it go to waste. Alright, so I'm just going to get all the parts of his suit here. It's got like a little protective piece there on his groin. Make sure that gets painted. 10 Ogrins. Ah. Well, that's cool. Do you have an Instagram or something that you share pictures of your work? I have some Villa paints, but I use them. I don't use them that much. They're effects paints. Ah. Speaking of effects paints, I think I've mentioned this before, but the War Paint, Army Painter effects paints are pretty nice. I've been using those a lot lately on my Imperial Knights. Well, I found another spot that I missed to paint. Right in between the gun holster here. Some of his pants that I completely missed, so I'm just gonna get some Incubi Darkness in there. A little bit of my Thunderhawk Incubi mixture in there, and we'll call that a day. Alright, back to the gray. So we got these elbow pads. I'm on Discord and YouTube. Oh, I will have to check out your channel. In fact, so I don't forget, I am going to add a note on my phone to check that out. Silver Scratch Bill Productions. I'll check that out later. Alright, yeah, the glove. Glove's gotta be gray. Right, and then back over here. I like them a lot, but I really don't have the experience with Citadel like 15 years ago. It seems to be doing what I want. Oh, nice. I mean, I think most of these paint brands are going to be, you know, pretty comparable to each other, unless you're talking about like the old army paint or war paints. Those are just trash. But I think for the most part, they're all pretty decent and usable. This glove, and then all the base coats for the rubber gloves and stuff will be done. And I can move on to the next step, which is going to be a Nuln oil wash over all the gray bits. Nuln oil. Alright, so Nuln oil here. Just adding some shade to all the rubber that painted Mechanicus standard gray. Back around here. Nuln oil. It is magic in a bottle. I've yet to try enamels, like enamel washes for weathering and shading. It looks fun though. I'm too afraid I'm gonna screw it up. Alright. Oh, what should we do next while that dries? Maybe we'll start the armor? Yeah, we'll start as armor. And I'm gonna do that, let's see, I want to build up to like a light gray. I'll base it in Celestial Gray, because that's got the base paint should cover nicely. So, on my other guys, I did their armor straight up white, and I think I want to dial that back on all my new ones, so that way I can use pure white as a edge highlight color. Kind of a rookie mistake on my part there. So I think I'm going to make that adjustment to my Gene Sealer cult going forward, and we'll see how that looks. I have a little bit of inconsistency in my army, but that's okay. I don't think anyone will really notice. Unless you have two models side by side. Alright, so Celestia Gray. Celestra Gray. I've been saying it wrong this whole time. All these paints and their names. So I'm not going to worry about right about here, because that is where his arm holding the sniper rifle glues on. I do want to get down in here. Got this hose. And in here where this head hooks in. Well, let's get this focused. There we go. No one wants to see a blurry model. Actually, I think I'm gonna do this little shoulder lamp is a metal color, so I'll come back and paint that metal. I'm just thinking about the 50 neophyte hybrids I have to paint and build. So I'm painting this one guy. Why I do this to myself. Yeah, this is covering pretty nicely, so I'm happy with that. Go. And I think he's got any armor over here. Nope, no armor over here. Just on the body. Alright, so now I'm gonna shade the armor on his body with maybe Seraphim Sepia. I want a super heavy brown shade. Wish this camera would focus on what I want it to. Like the model I'm painting. That'd be nice, right? And that Melon Oil wash is almost dry, so I can come back to the boots and the leather components a little bit. So I'm gonna do Seraphim Sepia now over the armor. We're gonna dirty this up. I want this to look dirty and weathered, especially along these ridges here. Ugh, disgusting. It's all dirty. Alright, let's go back to the leather details then. Dawnstone. Bring in some Dawnstone. Mix that in with some Mechanicus. And a little bit of water. Start layering this on the rubber. Get a highlight on this ridge here. These guys going down the boot. Using the side of my brush. This is pretty subtle. I'm gonna go over with a lighter color later. But just kind of building up the highlight. Get some more Dawnstone in this mixture. I think we can go a little bit brighter. We don't have to do 50 Shades of Grey here. I'm trying to keep it nice and thin too, so that it's translucent and blends in nicely with the previous layers. Going to take my dog out, BRB. Well, we don't want the dog peeing on the floor. That's no good. Make sure we're not neglecting our puppies. Anyone else got a dog? I have a German Shepherd named Panzer, and she is a wonderful dog. My pup just had the smallest, largest fart ever. Dog farts. They're a class of their own. Yeah, dogs are great. I love dogs. My wife is more of a cat person, though. Alright, I'm coming back to the armor. And I'm going to layer on some Ulthwen Gray. Felix, my cat baby. Nice. I have 2 cats as well. I don't dislike cats. I'm just more of a dog guy. Yes, but we have to love our pets. Although I'm not convinced that cats actually like people. Alright. Now layer on Ulthwen Gray. Trying to stay away from the recesses here. So that wash still shows through, along with the base coat there. This would be great ASMR if there was no music. Well, yeah, the music is optional, I suppose. I've never actually, I mean, I get the idea of ASMR. But that is something I actually haven't considered, so interesting thought there. I don't know what's everyone else's opinion on the music. Are we getting sick of the songs? Same songs? I have this this playlist of my dark ambient stream or background music that is royalty free, which is great for streams that I play. Helps fill the air, I suppose. Yeah, this is starting to look like that dirty white color I was really trying to shoot for. I am digging this. I use White Bat Audio by Carl Casey for my streams. Oh, you stream too? You stream on YouTube? Or do you stream on Twitch? Another good pointer, though. I'll check that out as well. I do need to refresh my stream playlist. Oh yeah, here we go. We got the cool guitars now. YouTube, nice. When do you stream? What time zone are you in? I'll have to tune in sometime and watch the master work. Alright, this is good. I'm gonna do the, I'm gonna go back to the gray leather here, and I'm gonna highlight that with Fortress Gray. I mean, wow. That is an old color. I don't know where that came from. It came from an old place. Administratum Gray. Fortress Gray. That was like an old Citadel paint color. I'm in Central Time. Nice. Alright. Me too. Alright, you do some highlights on the leather or rubber with Administratum Gray. This brush I'm using is Reaper Miniatures. Picked it up at a local game store, and this has just been a fantastic brush. It was like $7, and it keeps such a fine point. It's one of my favorite brushes. And it is great for edge highlighting and just fine detail work. Nice fine tip point. Usually Wednesday and Saturday afternoon, or I might just pop on a day stream. So I'm tired. 5 or 6 hours. Be known to stream for 12 hours. 12 hours! Holy cow. That's neat, man. I'll check out your channel, and I'll try to catch one of your streams one of these days. That sounds exciting. So something I want to try doing is airbrushing with inks. I watch on YouTube Ninjon. I'm sure many of you have seen his channel. He's a miniature painter, but he's been doing a lot of like ink airbrush stuff lately, and that looks both interesting and fun, and I'd like to give that a shot one of these days. Interesting, like, undershading painting techniques that he does. Yeah, I'm liking the highlights on his boots. I'm gonna carry that on to the torso piece there. Sounds good, yeah. I get these armor ribs for sure. And the top parts of the glove. Alright, and let's get this glove over here before I forget. As well as the shoulder pad. Oh yeah. I like this song. It kind of pumps me up. Alright, body's coming along nicely. I'm gonna do some... I guess I'll finish up the white armor here. I'm gonna highlight that, then, get these hoses. Other little details. And then I think I'll move on to the face. After that. The face will be fun. Alright, using Corax white here for the highlight on the armor. Actually, this might be too close to... This would be a good chunky highlight color, I think. So the Corax white, I'm gonna just very lightly... go along the edge here. Yes, there we go. That's why when you paint white, don't paint white. Paint gray. Oh, I just drank a lot of paint water there in that brush lick. Alright, now I'm going to take White Scar, or maybe even better, Pro Acryl White, Bold Titanium White, for a final edge highlight. I'm going to use a smaller brush for that as well. This cheap one from Amazon will do. It's got a nice fine point. I'm going to need to run my meds and movie time. Looking good. Thanks, man. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I'll check out your channel. Alright. bold titanium white for the edge highlight on the armor. Then we're gonna do the face. I don't like these Pro Acryl dropper bottles. They always deposit too much paint. It's my one critique of the Pro Acryl. Alright, so I'm just gonna come around here, get a nice pure white highlight. Ooh, look at that. That's nice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm liking the way this is turning out. I think I've improved the armor. I've improved the scheme and the look, and I'm totally going to use this going forward. I'm not afraid to change my scheme a little bit if it means I'm improving. I know some people get a little particular and they don't want to change their army scheme, you know, partway through, but my experience is it's fine. No one really notices it except for you. And you become a better painter, so don't be afraid to make things look better. Like my whole Tyranid army scheme I've completely modernized, and the new models look just as good next to the old ones. I mean, as far as like looking cohesive. Obviously the newer paint scheme looks better. But yeah, they don't look like out of place. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, wow. So just for comparison, let's look at the new white armor versus the old white armor. So you can see that by keeping it more gray, I can actually do an edge highlight with the white. And I think I'm gonna do that going forward for my Gene Stealer cult. Just, I think looks a little bit more next level there. I'm really excited about that. Wow. How go the 3-armed freaks? Yeah, I can't argue with that. The 3-armed freaks, Travis, they're coming along nicely. I'm actually really happy with the way this is turning out, shaping out. I was a little nervous because I haven't painted these guys in so long. I was like, oh, am I going to remember my paint scheme and how they looked and everything? But it's all coming back to me. It's like riding a bike or starting a cult. You never really forget, so. Alright, just gonna grab some Abaddon Black. Get those details on the armor, like the hoses. So, my local hobby group, we've been doing a 30-day painting challenge, where every day you have to try to paint for, I think it's like a minimum of 10 minutes a day or more. And And, you know, the goal is to just get in the habit of painting. And I have completely fallen off the wagon last week. There's like, I think I've missed 10 whole days in this 30-day challenge already. And I feel guilty about it because I was the one who kind of was pushing for this in the first place. But yeah, just kind of losing some inspiration as of late. But you know, forcing myself to sit down and paint this guy here is kind of actually exciting me a little bit, because I really do miss painting Gene Stealer Cult. They're a lot of fun. Alright, and I'm gonna paint his knife sheath black as well. I'll kind of do like a blue highlight to that, I think. From a days painted standpoint, I'm maybe half. From minutes painted standpoint, I'm really far ahead. Yeah, it depends. Like, I usually paint a lot on the weekends. However, this weekend I didn't like paint at all. I was rushing to get the last battle report video up on the channel. So I'm like, I juggle editing videos and painting and other stuff, life, you know. It's gaming too. I want to make sure there's time for play, because I like to, you know, put the miniatures on the table and roll some dice, of course. Oh, there's some stuff I missed. Just gonna get a little gray there. Okay. Alright, I have some metallics and stuff I need to paint. I will come back to those. I'm gonna do his head. I think the face will be fun. So for this, I'm gonna do a mixture. I'm following a formula I learned from the Games Workshop Citadel Masterclass. But it's a recipe I use on my other Gene Stealer cults. But it's a mixture of Cadian Flesh Tone, Slaanesh Gray, and Ushadi Bone for the base skin tone mixture. And then there's some purple washes in there. Just mixing up my paints real quick. They're a little separated. The APOC game was a ton of fun we did. Just about everyone left with the vibe of doing it again. That's awesome. I would love to. I'm so sad I missed it. Yeah, I definitely want to do an APOC game. You know, we should just do one like every quarter or something. Or maybe like biannually. I think that could be a lot of fun. After every swap meet, yeah. That's a good reminder to do it. Yeah, those swap meets are crazy. I can't believe all the awesome stuff I find at those. Yeah, if any of you ever have the chance to go check out a miniature swap meet, would highly recommend. Probably find some really cool stuff. For good prices too, because everyone's just trying to get rid of their stuff. So they'll usually cut you a good deal. Alright, I'm gonna mix these all together. So we get kind of this like skin tone with kind of a purplish hue to it. A little sickly. Alright, and I'm gonna water in there. Just gonna cover the face all over. Gives people a chance to use the new stuff too. Yeah, pick up something at the swap meet and bring it to the game. Totally. It's a great idea. These guys have like the little tube that goes to their nose, like the Fremen from Dune. Back in for another coat here. You know, 2 thin coats and all. Faces can be kind of hard sometimes. Alright, I think we got the initial coat there. Man, I wish I could get this, like, to focus better. It's a very small head. Alright, so now I'm going to take Druki Violet. which is the shade. Just a little bit of water in there. Just dial it back a bit. Just kind of shade. Around the details on the face. The bottom part of the head here. And we'll let that dry, and then I'll have to build back up the color on the face and lighten things up a little bit. I think I could use another coat on his top of his dome, though. There. That's looking much better. I guess while that dries, I could start painting his visor. We'll just do that like a black for now. Yep, that'll have to do for now, I guess. He's got this band going on the back of his head. I'll paint that black as well. I'll come back and do something more with this visor. I just want to get it blocked in for now. Or his goggles, I should say. Alright. Now, coming back to the skin. So a little bit too purple, so I'm going to bring that back with our base coat, base color. And you also mix a little bit of white in there to lighten it up. Just a little bit. I just kind of want the purple to be in the recesses on the face mostly. Just kind of adding a subtle tint to the skin tone. I don't want it to look like he's been eating you know, berries. He's got it all over his face. That's a little too much purple. So I'm just going to carefully layer on and highlight with our skin tone mixture here. It's already looking much better. Gonna mix some more white in there and some more water. And I'll start glazing this over the top of his head too. Oops, hit the camera. Alright, now I'm going to grab my smaller brush. Smaller brush. And add even more white to the mixture. Do some very smaller highlights here. So, got the nose. On his cheekbone here. He's going to be looking through a sniper scope. And this side of his face is kind of pointed up. I'm good with that, I think. I can get his eyes real quick. Eyes are always kind of tricky to get. He's kind of squinting, his eyes shut too. Alright, there's one. Two. Man. I get nervous every time I do that. Now, can I dot the eyes? Good enough. I don't know if we can see that. He doesn't look like he's terrified, so that's good. Let's do his little cult forehead thingy. Mix in some blues for that. Like a dark blue. I'm gonna use some of that blue mixture I did on the cloth on the bike last week. And a little bit of black to darken it up. A little bit of a lighter blue here to just highlight it. Yeah, I think that'll work. Maybe do a small glaze of that flesh tone, just to kind of tie it back in. Dial it back a little bit. Okay, I like that. The visor itself, let's do like an orange, I think. I'll just do like a Troll Slayer orange maybe, or ooh, I know. We'll do Everland Sunset with Fugan Orange shade. I think that'll give us a good effect. Got a nice yellow visor there. My Fugan orange is pretty separated, so I'm gonna have to give this a good shake. Hey all, first time here. This is looking great. Hello, the Hobby Collab. Thank you. So last week I was working on the bike of the Jackal Alphus, and this week I'm working on the body, the rest of the guy. I'm hoping to get it finished tonight. I think I should be able to. There's just a little bit left to do. Currently shaking up my Fugan orange shade. This shade is notorious for separating. At least this pot of mine here. So it's sitting on the vortex mixer. Alright, Hobby. Is that the channel with Zach? Zach? Yep, that's me. Oh, cool. We got another channel. I have to check you out, too. Hello, Zach. I don't think I've seen your channel before. I'll have to check it out. I don't spend as much time watching YouTube as I used to these days. Mostly just making videos and painting with the spare time I can find. I first saw him on another channel. Oh, nice. That's very cool. The Hobby Collab. I'll add that one to my notes too. I'll be sure to check you out. The Hobby Collab. Good deal. Wowie, that bike looks good. Thank you. It only took me about 2 hours. I spent all of last stream painting just the bike. And I'm spending all of this stream getting my camera to focus on the right thing. Alright. Gotta give his visor a nice heavy orange wash. Cool. Alright. I think I'm going to start bringing in some metallics, maybe some silver. Iron Breaker, I think. That really makes the visor pop. Yeah, I love mixing yellows with oranges. Those yellow and orange shades, you can really do some cool stuff. Almost use them like effect paint, you know? Alright, so we got some silver here, some Iron Breaker. I'm gonna actually use this on the visor. Give it like a metal piece here. Like a black rubber. By the strap. Oh, I done messed up. Let's fix that unhappy little accident. There we go. Much better. Alright, oh, I did forget one thing on his skin. The Gene Stealer cult veins going up the back of his head. So we're gonna do that real quick. For that, I'm going to use Screamer Pink. And just a little bit of Xerxes Purple. Alright, and a really fine-tipped brush for this. Use my little Reaper miniature one. Get this really thin. There we go, the classic Gene Stealer cult popping veins on the back of the head. Kind of hard to see. But they're there. It looks cool, trust me. Yeah, you can kind of see it now. It's starting to focus. Then I'm going to tie that all together with Druchii Violet, and I'm going to really water it down, because I don't want to overdo this shade. gonna be a very, very light glaze, just to kind of help blend those veins in with the skin. There we go. Looks like a Darth Vader's head in Empire Strikes Back before his helmet covers up his melon. You know, he's like in his little chair room. That's what it reminds me of, at least. Alright. Alright, so next we're gonna move on to the other metallics. I want some brass. Runelord brass, to be exact, I think. Or maybe I want brass scorpion. Maybe both. I'll put both down and see what they look like. I also have Balthazar gold. I could use that in the past too. I think brass scorpion actually is the color of choice. Reverse engineering my old paint job here. Brass scorpion, I think, was the color. A little bit there, and got the hose. I don't know why, but I like to give them metal hoses. There's this hose going into his mouth. Got his earrings. Maybe we'll make those silver. I can give that like a warm wash to make it a little more on the gold side. Earrings, rebreather tube. It's gonna be brass scorpion. Need some tin bits. What's tin bits? Is that an old Citadel color? Or is it a modern Citadel color? Sounds familiar. It's an old set. Yeah, that's what I thought. Old Citadel color. The good old days. Paint this grenade silver. I got this hose on his pants. I'll just paint that silver. Top of the canteen, we'll paint that silver. Oh yes, the searchlight. That's gotta be silver. I knew I was forgetting something. Alright. That's looking good. Almost there. Just gotta do like the leather and the gun. And a little bit of highlights on this helmet here and his head here with this leather. I can grab some of that Dawnstone, a little bit of black. Get to like a Corvus black. Throw some highlights on here. Just layer up the black a little bit. Very subtle. But that's okay. Okay. That's looking good. Alright, now... Oh, we got this knife handle. I should probably do that. We'll do that silver. We got the cult icon hanging from his chest. That's silver too. Cool. Alright, the searchlight is gonna get the Cazador yellow. Back before they messed up the pot design was always messed up. I feel like. Actually, I don't mind these pots. They're fine. The old pots where you had to like unscrew the lid, those are a pain. I don't like those. But I know sometimes I have controversial opinions. Sniper rifle. The white-capped pots were best. No, no, no. They get painted shut all the time. Oh, I see. I forgot to paint the glove here. Oops. I get this gun all painted up black here. Start to make it look a little bit more interesting after that. I feel like we're on the home stretch, folks. I usually stop by 9 p.m. here, but I'm so close. I'm gonna push through, and we're gonna finish this guy tonight. And I'll start something new next week. Which I don't know what that's gonna be. Maybe I'll put out a survey. See what people want to see me paint. Yeah, buddy. I'm staring at my white-capped fanatic pots and agreeing. Don't make me beat your fist up with my face. Come on, focus, focus, focus. There we go. I will say, the Citadel pots, all their downfalls, I am able to get the right amount of paint out of them. Dropper bottles, sometimes it's too much. Although sometimes, yes, the Citadel ones, the paint gets in the, where it's not supposed to. They get a little gummed up. That sucks, I agree. But I don't think they're as bad as everyone makes them out to be. But I have been wrong in the past before, so I will, that's my opinion for now. Maybe it'll change. Alright. Yeah, a little caution straight, maybe. Nah, I don't know. Let's get some highlights on this gun. Methinks. The new Army Painter formulas are great, the Fanatics line. I agree. We'll dip in more often. Great stuff. Good night, all. Good night, Hobby Collab. Thanks for stopping by. I'll be sure to check out your channel. Exciting stuff. Alright. Got some of these knobs on the gun. Oops. Oops. I'm gonna paint those silver. Just to break apart. Come on, focus. There we go. This camera does not like this little gun here. Alright, I'm gonna add some edge highlights here with gray. Dawnstone. Very carefully. Oh man, this gun is so hard to highlight. I'm struggling. Just trying to get some clean lines here. Go. That was one side. Alright, let's hit the other side. Can it be done? Thanks for the great stream. Really enjoyed painting while listening to you. Awesome. Well, thanks for painting with me, Professor Schmuck. I'll be back here next week, same time. See you then, if you want to join us again. Alright, so just getting some little highlights that I can without this getting too sloppy. And I gotta get his glove here that I missed. There's a whole nother hand holding the rifle, which I completely missed before. Sometimes that just happens though when you're painting. You don't notice details until you start painting other stuff. Alright, so the scope on the rifle, I think we'll do a red-orange maybe. We're gonna give it the same treatment as the goggles, I think. I'll paint the inside of the scope yellow. Let's get another coat on there. I gotta even get a little bit of white. A lighter yellow here. And we're going to give that a nice orange wash. See how that looks. Very back at the gun handle, I think I'm also going to make it brown. A dark brown, red ox hide. Oh yeah, we're so close to finishing this tonight. I'm excited. It's coming together. Red ox hide. We're gonna do the stock of the gun with Rhinox hide. As well as these little grips on the rifle itself. I think those like a nice brown leather grip. And then for the straps, we're just going to do those in Mournfang brown. I would use the leather brown or paint fanatic, but it's a little light. I want to go with a darker brown for the leather pouches on him. Oh, before I get out, looking for a new white and Pearl Krill Bolt Titanium is sold out everywhere. Any other recommendations using it as a base for my glow effect on Necron boys? Well, if this is sold out everywhere, I honestly, for Necron base coat, I use Corax white. Just make sure you give it a good shake. It does cover pretty well. Just don't use White Scar. This is plenty bright enough for Necrons, and it'll look just fine. That's what I use. But yeah, Pro Krill definitely is the better. But that's even more pure white than Corax white. So good luck though. Alright, so the rifle strap, I'm just going to do Mournfang brown. Just got to add a few washes and highlights, and we'll be done. It's just a lot of little small steps on these guys. And I'm going to take Mournfang brown and do a little edge highlight on the stock. That's looking good. Gun is coming together. I'm gonna quickly Fusion shade the scope before this shade separates again. Alright. Now I'm going to do the leather on the man. Mornfang brown all around. Yeah, buddy. Almost there. Home stretch. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's gonna be so exciting. And getting the holster. Alright, there's a little buckle on the holster strap. I'm just gonna hit that with a... we'll do silver. Oh, I've gone too far. Get that off real quick before it dries. Cool. Alright, so now all I gotta do is do some washes here and maybe a little edge highlight here or there, and we'll be done. I can start gluing them together and putting them on the bike. Very exciting stuff. Ordered directly from Monument Hobbies. Just checked. Oh yeah. There you go. Sam likes Necrons, the heretic. Yeah. I do have quite a bit of the nasty Xenos. Alright. Targor Rage Shade. I'm gonna use. This is a new color I got. It's fun. I used it on the bike wheels. I'm gonna use it on the grenade. Really grime that up. It's kind of like a warm, dirty brown. I'm also going to use it on the searchlight. It's just something a little different than straight up lawn oil, which we see all the time. I'll use it on the knife too. Why not? Targo Rage Shade all around. Go to the little hose. I'm liking that. Gun. The gun. We'll do it on this part of the barrel that's exposed. These strap clips. All the metallics on the gun. These little plates on his glove. It's got these 2 metal plates on his gloves. We'll do those Targor Raid Shade. Barrel over here. I was just looking myself. I hate that paying 20-ish bucks for a $6 or $7 product because of shipping. I was trying to look local. Oh yeah. Yeah, I was gonna order some Army Painter stuff. I was just ready to hit checkout, and shipping was like $20. I was like, yeah, no. Okay. Let's bust out the old Agrax Earthshade. Come on, focus, focus. There we go. I'm gonna shade all this leather. Heavy dose of Agrax. I was gonna shade the Brass Scorpion with Agrax Earth Shade. I never try to leave a metallic unshaded. It's my rule of thumb. Shade the straps here. It's looking good. Alright, gotta get some melon oil on the glove that I failed to paint earlier. Just to button that up. Okay, that's good. On his head, let's get some Seraphim Sepia for his jewelry. Kind of give it like a almost a white gold look. That's too much. Let's get that off. Earrings. There we go. Much better. Okay, it's looking good. And while that shade dries, let's just highlight this knife sheath here. I wanted to get like a blue color. Maybe some Thunderhawk blue over black. Oh jeez, that came out really thick. I have to touch that up. Not super happy with that. Let's just touch up that black real quick. There we go. Alright. So we are drying. We're drying, I think, the leather. I just need to do a little highlight on the leather straps. Other than that, this is good to go. Let's come back to the base here. So I need to do a little bit of dry brush on the dirt. while we wait for those shades to dry. And for that, we're going to do Rakarth flesh. Where are you? $46 in total. Is that just for one paint? Is Monument Hobbies, are they in the States or are they in the UK? Alright, so I'm gonna take, that's insane. Rakarth flesh. We're gonna do a dry brush over this dirt. Oh, yeah. Alright, the rim of the base is going to be Ronix hide, which is already on my palette, so let's quickly paint that as well. Because I'm a psychopath and I have black rims all the time. Alright. I swear, we're almost done. Almost done. Just gotta do edge highlights on the leather, and then we are done. What do I think? Steel Legion Drab? Yeah, we'll do Steel Legion Drab. It's like a good highlight color. Phoenix, Arizona, they are located. Okay. You know, on second thought, Steel Legion Drab is too... Oh, it might work for a chunky highlight. It's not as light as I was hoping it would be. I don't have like a go-to recipe for leather. Oh, this actually looks okay. I like this. Yeah, I can use this. This looks good. Come on. If I can get this to focus, you can see it too. There we go. See, look at that. Look at that. Beautiful leather. Alright, and then on the sniper rifle strap, Scrag Brown. Yeah, that was the other one I was going to use. It's very reddish brown. I think I wanted something a little bit more toned down. Yeah, I think usually I do Mornfang with Agrax Earthshade and then Scrag Brown. But, you know, I'm like a Steel Legion Drab. It's like a nice, dark, warm leather. Well, you know what? I think that is it. I think this guy's all painted. Right? Oh, his other pedal that he's standing on, that's gotta be silver. Let's quickly paint that. To match the bike. Alright. Now it's done. And it is ready to be glued. Moment of truth. Okay. I used just the right amount of super glue. This came off so easily. Alright, so the sniper rifle fits on like this, it looks like. And the head in there. Okay, so I'm gonna put the head on first. That is a very, very tight fit. Might have to shave down the peg on his head a little bit. Or is it supposed to go in like this? I think it's supposed to go in like this. But regardless, I think that peg's got to get shaved down just a little bit. I have to be careful not to rub off the paint on his head. Wonderful face. Spent so much time painting. All right. Oh yeah, that fits now. Just like that. Cool. All right. Super glue time. This is where it all comes apart. And I get glue all over my fingers. Okay. Some super glue. And some super glue here, here, here. Oh yeah, this is awesome. I'm digging this. Wow. How about that? All right. On the bike, just need a little dab of super glue there. I think that's it, and just a little dab down here. That should be enough to hold them on into position. Got the little plastic nub. Gotta get it in the slot there. Oh, come on. Alright. It's on. Alright, folks, there it is. Jackal Alphus. Complete. I am really happy with this. Really happy with this. Sweet bike. Thank you. Oh, I thought you were going to sign off, Professor Schmuck. Well, thanks for sticking around. Got to see the end. Now I want to get this guy in the tabletop and have him snipe some characters. This precision rifle. He's been around with his Atlan Jackal boys. Alright, well, I'm going to leave us with this tonight. This has kind of been a little bit of a longer stream, but I wanted to finish the bike, and we finished the bike. Yeah, I'm happy with this. This is awesome. It looks amazing. Thank you. I'm really happy with the way this turned out and how it all came together. So, yeah, I'll be back next week. I'll be painting another model. I think I'm gonna stick to painting characters mostly on stream here. I have some characters that need to be painted. I got a GSC called character. But maybe I'll put out a poll on the YouTube community tab and on what to paint next, and y'all can put in your vote. So just let me know. Stay on the lookout for that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna leave us with this tonight, and this has been a lot of fun. Oh, this head's a little loose. I have to glue that in better. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun, and I'm really happy with the way this has turned out. So, and thanks for hanging out with me, and yeah, watching me paint, encouraging me, all that good stuff. Good conversation. Anyways, as it just comes apart completely. Yeah, I'll fix that. Anyways, have a good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.